guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So last time I remember I wasn't ready, but today at least I'm a little bit ready, and we are going to dive into one of the most smartest, most gripping and most emotional intense How to Get Away with Murder. So if you've watched even one episode of this show, you would know definitely it's not just about crime series or whatever. It's just a tangled web of lies, secrets, and people doing anything to protect the ones that they love or themselves. This show is not about heroes and the bad guys like Once Upon a Time, no. At fairy tale, no. It's about how far someone is going to go when they've got everything to lose. So over the few minutes that are upcoming, I'm going to give you a story time masterpiece, especially the moments that made fans around the world obsessed, like objection, irrelevant, overruled, withdrawn. That's just a break. It's a vocabulary that stuck on my mind during the time that I was watching the series. Now, let's get into it. I love talking about the things that hurt and the ones that made me happy. Zote mbili, na nitaanza na Sam. So, Sam Keating is introduced as a calm, intelligent, and a supportive partner. The kind of man who seems harmless, but as Lila's story unfolds, cracks appear, and his connection to her changes how you see every interaction he has with Annalise Keating and the students. The tension builds quietly until the confrontation happens. Am I allowed to say that I hate this guy? He's just so manipulative, and he really never deserved Annalise. Ye na yule evil sister wake that later on we realize that they had incest and had this gang son. Though I loved this son, his name was, reminds me on the comments down below. So I wanted to talk about Sam's death, and mostly that's not the incident itself, the cleanup. Watching intelligent young people rationalize their actions, listening to Annalise Keating guide them through survival, shows how easily morality bends under pressure. Now this is where Keating 5 are truly born, not in a classroom, but in a shared panic. Now let's talk about another interesting character, Rebecca Sutter. Rebecca Sutter is defensive from the moment we meet her, and for a good reason. She knows how easily people turn on girls like her, and you know, she's constantly watched, questioned, and doubted. Her relationship with Wes Gibbons is one of the few places where she feels seen, and that makes what happens later even heavier. Now, Rebecca Sutter becomes a liability simply because she knows the truth, and the group doesn't trust her, even though they really need her silence. When she disappears, the show doesn't give immediate answers. Instead, it leaves Wes and the audience sitting in uncertainty. So, this particular absence is powerful because it forces the characters to confront what they are capable of when protecting themselves. Now, Wes especially begins to unravel because his guilt is not loud, it's quiet and constant, and through him the show asks a very painful question: is silence the same as guilt? Let's talk about Asher Milston. Now I love Asher. He was the comedian of the show. He grows up believing in rules, reputation, and privilege, and when his father becomes exposed in a corruption scandal, Asher's entire identity collapses. Now, he's forced to confront the fact that the system he trusted protected him while destroying others. When his father dies, Asher is left with anger he does not know how to place. Now, this grief hardens him, and he becomes more loyal and finds a family in the fife. But also, he gets more reckless. From this point on, Asher stops joking his way through pain. He becomes someone willing to do terrible things, even if it means protecting his place in the group. By the way, I love the thing that he did to Sinclair Emily. This woman She really changed the temperature of the show. Cynthia is not emotional, no. She is methodical and represents the law the way it is supposed to be, or the way it is supposed to work. Together with some other lawyer there who dated Annalise's ex-boyfriend, Nathaniel. and that's why exactly they were both dangerous to Annalise, and Cynthia's pressure on Asher Milson pushes him to that particular breaking point. What's chilling isn't the incident itself, it's how quickly Annalise steps in to manage the aftermath. No hesitation, no shock, just control. The moment shows how far she has traveled from the moment we met her in episode 1. But I really did not like Nate. He did not deserve that. Let's talk about Wes Gibbons' death. By the time it happens, Wes has become a symbol of conscience, someone who still believes in the truth, and losing him doesn't just hurt the characters. It destabilizes them and paralyzes me. Annalise's reaction, on the other hand, is raw and deeply personal. Her grief is a bond that goes beyond mentorship. We all know that Annalise tried to adopt Wes Gibbons because he was like a son to him, let's say. The mystery surrounding his death stretches across episodes, pulling apart trust within the group. Everyone becomes a suspect. Everyone becomes afraid. Why did the writer kill Wes Gibbons? I don't like that. I don't. But at least we were left with his son, who later on takes over How to Get Away with Murder class at the end, of course. So let's talk about Annalise when Annalise was arrested. Seeing her on the other side of the courtroom is shocking. She is stripped of control, judged by the same system she manipulated for years. Her students are forced to testify. It's not about facts, it's about loyalty versus survival. And each testimony feels like a knife. Not because it's false, but because it's incomplete. I really loved Laurel Castillo. At least she had a good heart, like Wes says. So later on, Annalise's class actions makes a shift. This isn't just about survival anymore, it's about legacy. For once, Annalise is fighting outward instead of inward. The case reminds us that beneath the lies and manipulation is someone who genuinely wanted to change the world and lost herself along the way. Episodes that were so emotional is when Annalise was served and she was going to experience a death sentence. Oh my God. If the jury pleaded guilty. And remember, out of all those crimes that they accused her of, all those death whatevers, she was all clean. She never had blood on her hands. She was just a mastermind behind the cover-ups. And the same people that she was trying to protect are the ones that testified against her so they could save their own asses. Anyway, they were all playing with fire. Viola Davis is and will always be a genius. Thank you so much, writer. But I love how Corner Wash served his term and how much he loved Oliver. So as the series closes, deals are made. Truths are chosen selectively and not everyone walks away clean. And that honesty is what makes the ending work. The show refuses to give neat conclusions. Instead, it leaves us with consequences. Especially when Bonnie died with her lover outside the court. Annalise was so broken. But at least she had her new lover, that judge. I don't remember the end. But nobody ever gets away with anything. But life just got better afterwards. Imagine yourself kwa hii life ya college ukiwa like the mastermind of cover-ups in Kenya. Do you think that can happen here in Kenya? No. Kazi yetu ni kuinama na kuhug mti. Until next time, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and comment down below if you want me to review a movie of your choice. Unataka tufanye video pamoja? If deals are made as the series Bebe tunashindana.